Welcome back to A Country Boy Can Cook. Today, the food that just keeps on giving. Yeah, I'm going to make stew. The other day, I made roast with dry roasted potatoes and carrots and everything cooked with it. Today, the leftovers are made into stew. Roast stew, I guess is what you're going to roast and vegetable stew. This is something I grew up with. We would have a roast on Sunday. It had a bone in it, but the bone and a few pieces of meat that were left on it. On Tuesday, we had stew coming up. I hated Tuesdays. Now I love Tuesdays. So priorities have changed through the years. Anyway, let me get you turned around here and we'll get this party started. All right, here's my leftover chuck roast. Some of the fatty parts, some of the good parts. I also made, out of part of this roast, I made barbecue roast beef. I'm still eating on it, and it is so yummy. I made a couple other videos on that, and there's shorts if you want to see those. So I'm going to take this roast beef and just cut it up into smaller chunks. That way, it's just my wife and I, so we don't require a lot, but a few bites each. Piece of fat, yeah, don't throw that away, that's flavor. So you can see we've got roast in the roasting pan, or cooking pan. My mother-in-law's heavy duty Dutch cooker. So here comes the rest of the kids to the party. The potatoes. I've got potatoes and carrots and celery, and these are already cooked. So they're going to go into the stew a little bit later because they don't need, because they just need warming up and to flavor the stew. So what I've got, oh, I hate that. Sorry about that, boys and girls. I've got some green beans. They're frozen. I'll put a few of them in. Maybe 1 cupful will be just fine. I got some frozen carrot slices. Another cupful of those. Shoot, this rock hard. There you go. Old dude can still do it. I've also got some peas and some okra, but I'm not going to put it in until the end. Also got some little ears of corn. I'll slice the niblets off of those and put those in closer to the end. So let me get this up here so you can see what I'm doing here. Get my cutting board cleaned off. Okay. So I've got some vegetable beef broth concentrate. And let me get this open. There it is. It's got all the vegetables that we need. Oh yeah. Let me get some water and throw in there. All right, back with the water. Just enough to clean the can out. And I have, excuse me, reach across here. I have a can of diced tomatoes in the juice, in the tomato juice. I'm going to empty the whole can in there. Tomatoes, juice, and all. And let's stir this baby around for a second. Get her going. Oh yeah, it already smells good. Let me get this on the burner and we can go from there. All right, I've got this on high. I'm going to bring it to a boil. Takes a few minutes. Everything's cold. Once it's cooked for about 15 or 20 minutes, I'll turn it to a boil, and then I'm going to turn it to a simmer. I need to tell you that. Just turn it down to the lowest point. Let it simmer away. That way it can cook these carrots and the green beans. And then I will add my other vegetables back to the party. Alright, it's simmering away as we speak. I'll show you how I prep the vegetables. Let me turn the camera around here. I've got these ears of corn. They've been thawed out. The corn adds a wonderful flavor. Anyway, you can use canned corn, frozen corn. These ears have been in my in the freezer for a while, frozen. So I'll just cut them. Bring you right back. All right, corn's ready. It smells so good. I'm gonna put all this in at one time. All right, now the peas. Because how you do, these are just, they're still frozen. So by the time we get time to add them, they will be ready to go. Just about equal amounts. The star of the show, cut okra. And you can make this stew with chicken and pork. Pork shoulder is really good. Lots of different ways. So let me get these other vegetables up here. I'll be right back. All right, here's my leftover veggies. I'm going to take and cut them in smaller chunks because they're already cooked. Just want to heat them through. Just get them out and load them on the plate with your other vegetables that going in. It's going to be 30 minutes or so. Gives these plenty of time to warm up. Get ready for the party. If you got some grease that's like that came out of the original roast, don't worry about that. If a little bit left on it, it won't hurt a thing. I'll just split this into two here. That is flavor, boys and girls. Lots of flavor. Let me get all these taters out and I'll come right back with you. As you can see, I've got the potatoes out of here. There's a few little bit of celery. It's almost disintegrated. And a few onions that they're just nothing left hardly. And I've got the carrots, everything on my plate over here. So you can see it here. Now, this leftover goodness that's in this bowl here, I removed the big chunks of fat. There's a few little pieces left. And I'm going to put those in the pan with the other vegetables. All right. The rest of these kids are going into the pool. You're talking about a tremendous amount of flavor here. You can do this with rabbit. Sorry about the blocking you here. Believe me, it's all going in there. I don't want to miss a bit. Back to a simmer. With all the goodness in here. And we still got more vegetables to come. The stuff that's already cooked. I will cook this until these carrots almost are tender. It doesn't take a long period. The green beans don't take long. I've got peas over here. All this stuff will heat up really quick. Back in a little bit. All right, back with you for a little bit. I was going to tell you that you can do this with chicken, turkey, any leftover meats, lamb, beef, pork, wild game. You can do it with wild rabbit, squirrel, quail. Quail's really good. Which leads me to something that happened the other night. My wife and I were going to look at the Christmas lights over in Fort Worth. We live in Louisville. It's about 20 miles away. At the Texas Motorsports. That's the big NASCAR track over there. And of course we went over there and it was dark, and we come through the edge of my hometown, Argyle, on the way over there. We went to see the Christmas lights, and it's about a 30-minute drive. It's about a 3-mile route. And they were great. Just make a donation to the Children's Speedway Charity Fund. Got through, went to Buc-ee's, which is across the street. You can't miss a Buc-ee's run. And I actually had my first Buc-ee nuggets. I'd never bought any, but I got the ones that had cinnamon and stuff on. Oh my God, I bought a little bag. They were great. So anyway, on the way home, we're heading back, and we get off the highway, which is 35W, and we're headed to Louisville. And I say it's on the outskirts of Argyle there. And I just looked across there, and where I used to rabbit hunt and coon hunt and coyote hunt and fish, there's houses everywhere, apartments. Oh my God, it's such a difference. I was telling my wife that years ago we were hunting out that part of the country, and I had an old 46 Chevrolet pickup, no heater. You know, this was like 71 or 72. I was out of high school. The heater was leaking on the inside, so I just blocked it. Who knew? It was our hunting truck. I had a new Chevrolet pickup I was driving, but this is the one we hunt out of. And the windshield, believe it or not, on that model, you could crank it up on the dash, and the windshield would roll out. Great in the summertime, get some cool air in it. If you're, I haul hay with it and other stuff. But in the winter, perfect, because we could take our 22s. We hunted in wheat fields, shooting jackrabbits out for the farmers that were raising wheat. Jackrabbits do a tremendous amount of damage to wheat fields. I don't even think there's wheat fields in the area anymore, but they did at that time. So we didn't let any, meat go to waste, and we would make jackrabbit stew, matter of fact, and jackrabbit chili, because it has to be cooked for a long time. It's kind of stringy, but it's good flavor. So anyway, I was telling them that we were out there hunting one night, and me and 2 other buddies, and my parents were having a Christmas party, so we were going to end up over there about 10 or 11 o'clock after the party was going good, and we were about to freeze to death. So we had that front window open. We could have shut the window; it would have been a little better. But oh no, we were had our rifles stuck up there like rednecks do, and we come up on this old bridge that the county was working on. And back then they didn't have flashing lights, caution lights. They had what they call smudge pots. They would look like cannonballs, and on top they had a wick. And they would come in the mornings and or that late in the afternoon to fill those full of diesel. And they would light them, and they would burn all night long. They had one guy that's all his job was to refill those things, keep them going. So I don't know who it was, but one of my buddies said, "Hey, let's get one of those smudge pots and put it in the truck. It'll keep us warm." Of course, it's dark. It's not like a modern car. It's an old 46 Chevrolet. I don't even think the interior lights work. Yeah, I didn't know that it had. I guess it did, but they didn't work. So we slipped that down by the shifter in the middle of all of us. My buddy that was in the center kind of kept it with his feet, so it wouldn't fall off and roll over, set us all on fire. We hunted for a couple of hours, and then we took that pot back, that smudge back, and set it out there. Then we went to my parents' house and walked in, and I noticed everybody was kind of staring at us really funny, like, I didn't know. And I looked at my buddy like, I wonder what's going on. And as soon as I looked at my buddy, I understood. We were covered in black soot from that smudge pot. I mean, covered. All you could see was our teeth and our eyes, like, oh my God, it was crazy. And my mother said, "Where have y'all been?" And Dad said, "I bet y'all been keeping warm by a smudge pot." I said, "Yeah, you're right on that." So Anyway, it took 3 or 4 baths to get all that sut off of us. And anyway, great times to remember. Great times being a kid growing up in Argyle, Texas. And I don't guess they do things like that anymore, but if you've ever hunted like that, or let me know. I'd like to hear your hunting stories. So anyway, I'll be back here in a little bit. Probably got about 20 more minutes on this stew, and then I'll add the other vegetables to it. Back in a little bit. All right, let's see if these vegetables are ready. It's been about 35 minutes total time over there simmering away. So far, so good. The carrots are the toughest thing in there. Green bean that came out with it, yeah, I know. You can eat those raw, but I'll test it. Try this carrot. Oh yeah. No problem. We're ready to continue cooking, and I'm gonna put the other vegetables in. Let me turn the camera around. All right, get these veggies over here. Try not to spill. Everybody in the pool. And believe it or not, this is all gonna cook down. All that has moisture in it, it will all cook down. And I guess you've probably noticed that I've not put any seasoning in this, because these potatoes and beef had seasoning in them. That concentrate beef soup mix had seasoning in it. I know I'll put some pepper in it closer to the end, but nothing for right now, not till I can taste it. I'm sure not going to put salt in it until it gets closer to being done. Back in a little bit. All right, it's been about an hour, maybe a little over, of this vegetable beef stew. Just slow simmer. I mean, just barely bubbling along. So I've got it over here so we can do a taste on it. I did this over here. Oh, it looks so good. It smells wonderful. There's been no seasoning. Ooh, it's warm. There's been no seasonings added. I just want to taste it for salt, pepper, that type of deal. I try not to add any seasoning when I'm cooking stuff like this until the end. No salt needed. No, really not a lot of pepper. I love pepper and stuff, and so I'll put some on my wife. I mean on mine. My wife not so much, so she can salt and pepper hers at the table. I also like Frank's Red Hot. I put this on everything. So let me get some of this. It's actually going to be my lunch. And yes, there's okra in here, and it's not slimy or anything like that. I wish you were here. I'd sure share some with you. Got my little Boy Scout cup there. Have you ever run across one of these? It came from my mess kit when I was a Boy Scout. I still have my mess kit. Matter of fact, I cooked a meal with scrambled eggs and stuff in my mess kit. This cup holds exactly 1 cup. Go figure. So I'm going to add some cracked black pepper to mine. And this is all left over from roast that I had the other day. The roast and potatoes and carrots. Get this down here so you see it. And I'm a spicy old dude, so a little bit of Frank's, not a lot, just, and this is not spicy at all. This is just good. why I don't add a lot of seasonings when I cook something like this, because it can be doctored up at the end. The beef is tender. Of course, the beef was already cooked. The carrots that were cooked from the other day, some of the carrots from today. There's one. The okra, not slimy, just a vegetable with corn. Got potatoes and carrots. Oh my goodness. Y'all come on over and pull up a seat and enjoy some of this beef vegetable stew. Let me see if I can get a bite here. See if I fall out of the chair or anything. One time I fixed something and I didn't get a bite of it, and I got a comment, "Did you really eat that?" I thought, well, I said, of course I did, but I didn't think about it. Or they said, "Did you really taste that?" And I said, yeah, of course I did. Let me see here. I'll give you a true taste test. Mm. Mm. Man, oh man, that's good. Let's try one more piece here, just to make sure that it's as good as I think it is. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. And that carrot is hot. And that carrot is good, right along with the peas and corn. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been a while since I fixed a roast like this. And this all started because I cooked a roast last week. I got a chuck roast on sale. I cooked it down dry and added, cooked some vegetables and right beside it in the oven at the same time. Once everything was done, I pulled everything out. I took part of the roast, put it back in a small bowl, I just had some barbecue sauce, not my homemade stuff. Just added a container full of Walmart. Mixed it in and let it cook for about 30 minutes until that barbecue sauce penetrated that beef. I mean, that's the barbecue I grew up on. If it wasn't coming out of our pit and we had barbecue roast, that was the deal. Great with mashed potatoes, anything. So this one roast has made this. Of course, the roast and potatoes we had for a couple of days. I did a scrambled egg taco with the barbecued roast, which is, there's a video on it. A lot of people liked it, like 700 and something. I was surprised. I thought I was doing something that everybody knows. I've still got barbecue, and I've still got a couple of meals to cook with it left over, and I'll post those when I get to it. Now I've done this roast here. This stew, barbecued beef and vegetable stew. So I'm glad you could join me. I'm glad I'm around to do this. It's the 1 year mark when I came out of therapy and came home, and I noticed on my Facebook today, it had, one of the memories was, "Sending back wheelchair, I'll be forced to walk." That was the statement I had made. I did. I walk everywhere. I walk slow, but I walk. So never give up. You're never too old to give up. I'm 70 years old, be 71 here in a couple of months, and almost died last year. So my channel is about cooking and stories about hunting as a kid when I was about 20 years old, and fishing and the stuff we got into as kids. Growing up, it could almost be a movie. And, well, I think there has been movies made like that. And the other thing is, just never give up. Keep on trying. You have nothing to lose. Just keep on taking one more step, one more inch. lift one more weight, whatever you need to do. My weight loss when I went in the hospital last October was 485 pounds. It is at it varies, 310, 305, 37. It varies from a month to month, but somewhere in that area. I've lost all that weight. Not been on a diet. I tried those Ozempic stuff. It made me sick as a dog. So I just watch what I eat. I eat some really good food like this, and I just give it another day and make another step forward and keep on going. So you can do the same. The old dude is out of here. Be sure and like, share, and subscribe. I need all the subscribers I can get. When you subscribe, YouTube, it doesn't cost you anything, just subscribe, and YouTube notices. I got a notice the other day that I got several subscribers, and they sent me a note. Hey, did you know you got several subscribers? And of course I did. I already knew that, but it was nice of them to notice. So anyway, leave me a comment. Tell me if you ever make this type of stew. Leave me a comment if you've ever hunted, like we used to hunt out at the pickups, rabbit hunt all the time. I mean, that was just about a nightly occurrence. So I'd like to know. I know I'm not the only old dude on here, but has anybody else done this? And an old dude, I mean, he could be a young dude, girl that's hunted. Just anyway, leave me a note. Say, hey, I've done the same thing, and what kind of food did you cook? And I would love to chat with you. So, old dude out of here. Thanks for being part of the old dude's world.